Hey everyone, welcome to InspirationalWordsToday.com. I am Darrell Evans, and thanks for stopping by. This is the inaugural post of my new website, my new blog, and I'm happy to have a chance to share some thoughts with you. Listen, let's get after it today. Happy New Year to you. It is January 1st, 2010. This is an unedited, raw, one-take shot on my thoughts on inspiration, success, mindset, motivation, wealth, health, lifestyle, all of that good stuff. So let's dive right in today. So today's post, if you look at the notes there, is to throw away your goals and just decide. You know, Anthony Robbins says that it's in the moment of your decisions that your destiny is shaped. And about 20 years ago, I heard that phrase, and I embraced it. And as I think back over 20 years of my walk in personal development, in business, in life, and being a parent, a student, and every other thing you can think of, a coach, I can really think back to many occurrences where that absolutely was the case. I'm not going to go into nitty-gritty detail now, but here's the issue with goals. Here's the issue with resolutions. Most people pick the popular or in style or what's the latest and greatest thing to have. You know, the iPhone. I'm going to use the iPhone as an example. And I don't have an iPhone, and I think the phone, from what I understand, is phenomenal. But do you really need an iPhone? And should it even be a goal? I mean, really, let's be honest. A phone be a goal? I mean, I hear so many people talk about things that absolutely they have no desire and no, really interest in getting it. So here's what I think is the problem. A goal requires a commitment. A resolution requires a commitment. A commitment is a pledge. It's an agreement with yourself. And unfortunately, we like to let ourselves off the hook. The next step in the process is an accountability process. There's not a goal I've ever reached without accountability. You know, one of my coaches in business has always said, and I learned it years and years ago, is that if it's not tracked, it won't get done. If it's not tracked, it won't get done. Another way to put it is, what gets measured gets done. I mean, think about it. Anyone who's had weight loss success, anyone who's had business success, sales success, it always comes back to the numbers, to being tracked. And that's what most people are afraid of. They run from commitment, they run from accountability, and that's really the problem. But let me tell you why they do that. People run from accountability and commitment because they have absolutely no desire to get the goal. And I mean that sincerely. Someone will say, I want to stop smoking. Someone will say, I want to lose 20 pounds of weight this year. Someone will say, I want to make $100,000 this year. And yeah, it's just a thought. It sounds good. It might be nice. But there's no desire behind it. Look, 10 years ago, I started a business. And I had no choice. I was coming from a point of desperation, if you will. And there was no option. Now, some people move better from an inspired point of view or an inspiration mode. Some people have to move from a desperation mode. Some people call it the pain-pleasure principle. Either the desire to gain pleasure or the avoidance of pain. And for me, it happens to be avoidance from pain. So depending on who you are, you have to decide where you fit. But I'd like to give you a formula, a really quick formula that I think, it's a question. I think if you don't see your goals in the answer or answers to this question, throw them out. Get rid of them. Burn them. Just toss them. And I'm going to give you the question, and I want you to listen to it once or twice, and then don't just answer it haphazardly. Take some time, set aside some time, and really think about what I'm really asking you to consider. Here's the question. If we were sitting here 1 year from today, and we're just talking about a 1-year goal. Now, we're not talking about mid-range and long-term goals right now, just the short-term goals, because we've all just set them for the calendar year. If we were sitting here 1 year from today, and you and I were having a conversation, and we were looking back over the last 12 months, what has to have happened over the last 12 months in your personal life, in your professional life, in your financial life, in your health and fitness life, in your spiritual life, in your social life, and in your contribution life, meaning what are you going to contribute? In your professional, personal, financial, career, health and fitness, social, and contribution. What key word here is what has to happen? What has to happen? Because if it's just a thought that you'd like to do it, thoughts come and go. They just do. I had a thought last night to have a piece of cheesecake. And then I realized that would compromise my health and fitness goals, so that thought came and went. So we have to really get clear on that question. It is a powerful, powerful, powerful question. I'm going to give you a follow-up question to ask once you identify those items. The next thing to ask yourself is, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? If you set a goal and there's not a clear understanding of your why. I've been in the mortgage business for years, a veteran of the mortgage business for years, and as I hired new people coming into the office or onto my team, and I've helped many, many people become very successful in the mortgage industry, but I would always ask them. Nothing really mattered to me more before I hired them. Nothing really mattered more to me than why do you want to do this? What is your why? Is it because you just think it's easy money? Is it because you think, well, the market's just going up, so you think you can just have fun at it and make money? Or what is the why? And a why that doesn't have a deep-rooted emotional tie, I believe you will fail at. So let's wrap this up really quick. I appreciate you hanging out today, and I certainly hope you'll put some comments at the bottom. If you don't want to be open and share your goals and thoughts, that's fine, but just say something about it. My goal in this particular website is to have you be a part of it. It won't work without you. So look, your goals or resolutions require commitment. They require accountability. And if you need accountability coaching, or if you need some accountability, then we can talk about that. The third thing is if you don't find your goals at the end of this question, what has to happen, if we were looking back, what had to have happened in 2010, or any year for that matter, in your personal life, professional, and all of the other categories, for your life to have been fulfilled? What has to have happened for your life to have been fulfilled? What has to have happened for you to look back and say, I did it, or I made great success? I oftentimes think of goals as an end point. And the end point isn't the deal. It's the journey. We've all heard that. It's not the end of the road. It's the journey to get there. And if the journey to get there doesn't inspire you, you won't get there. This is Darrell Evans with InspirationalWordsToday.com. I thank you for being here. Please put your comments down below. Send it over to your friends at Facebook if you think so, at Twitter. We want to keep you going for 2010. Thank you so much.